That's good pizza right there. I mean, Daniel Bryan sitting in the ring. No, I saw Snipe God say the last time I went live, Sweetie and Quavo were still together. You know, the streets are saying he cheated on her. I beg to differ. No, I was in L.A. the other day, about like 2 weeks ago. I didn't announce or anything. It was I who broke up the relationship. Yeah, I was in the icy girl. She wasn't quite icy. It was rather hot and steamy. Oh, is this live? Yo, what's going on, guys? How's it going? It's been quite some time since we've been live. I cannot confirm no nonsense sentiments. Whatever the deal just so happened to be, we are live, goddammit. It's been ridiculously busy for reasons I wish I could, describe. But here we are. JD Davis said, give you some pizza. I wish I could. You know what's hilarious? Initially, I was sitting around like, man, I'm kind of craving pizza today. I didn't want to go to Domino's because I know that's the most cost-effective, pizza to go and get. You can get a whole goddamn pie for $7.99. But I said, you know what? Let me go get some quality pizza. So I got myself a regular slice, which I just finished consuming. Got a buffalo slice as well, looking rather scrumptious. And I believe this is a chicken bacon ranch pizza. 3 slices. $13.25. Let me tell you something. I highly considered putting on a uniform and working the rest of the duration of the shop being open because I didn't want to pay that money. There was 2 cops that happened to be there. I considered beginning a fracas or kerfuffle, a scuffle, a brouhaha in an effort to create a commotion so I can avoid having to pay $13.25 for 3 slices of pizza. This alone is apparently $5. This, I believe, is $4. A regular slice, actually no, this was probably $4.50. Wherever the deal just so happened to be, this is the first and last time I am going to buy pizza for the quality. I ain't doing it no more until, of course, I have money. But when I do get money, I still ain't gonna do it. It's too goddamn expensive, man. RG put 5 on and said, when's the next compilation of funny MMA knockouts coming out? Motherfucker, I want my fix. You know what's funny? I have a Michael Venom page compilation. If you're on my Patreon, it's actually uploaded on my Patreon as we speak. I had to do a follow-up because everybody who saw my Michael Venom page video, it's approaching 300,000. I'm like, holy shit, took off. But and it passed 1 million on Facebook. I'm blocked for the next 23 days, I might add, on Facebook. But on YouTube, it's approaching 300,000, and everybody was like, yo, he was cocky until he got knocked out by Douglas Lima. So I'm like, shit, I got to do the Douglas Lima knockout. But his loss against Douglas Lima is literally the only loss Michael Venom Page has ever had in his entire fighting career. Kickboxing, he's 1-0. Boxing, he's 2-0. And in MMA, I believe now he is 19-1, 18-1. So I figured, all right, let me compile as much of his knockouts as I possibly can get. And lo and behold, his second to last fight, he fought in Japan. That fight apparently isn't allowed on YouTube. So I'm in the middle of a dispute, and they did the same shit that they did with my playoff commentary where they didn't allow me to post it for 2 days. So it just cleared the restriction. I'm going to premiere it tomorrow, so y'all can see that. But unfortunately, it's going to shut out. Oh, I didn't start the live on Hot Mic. My bad. Let me click the Go Live. I didn't click the Go Live on Hot Mic. I'm tripping. I clicked the Go Live. I clicked the Go Live on Hot Mic. My bad, y'all. I didn't click Go Live. My bad. I mean, we was live, but we didn't go live. You know what I mean? Nobody got the goddamn notification and shit. That's my bad, y'all. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, it's AEW. But we ain't talking about that right now. Jim Cornette, ladies and gentlemen. There's a lot to unpackage here. Adam Pierce, come on, man. But there's a lot to unpackage here. as it pertains to what's transpiring heading into WrestleMania. Might I add, I searched for WrestleMania tickets, could not find them. A couple of people that I know happen to have gotten tickets. Congratulations. I was highly considering going. I kid you not. Highly considering going. But ultimately, it is what it is. I will be in Atlanta next week. I'll be there. So anybody who happens to be from Atlanta, I'll be in your city. Andrew, put 4 on it. So how do I feel about Hogan and Titus hosting WrestleMania? Honestly, as it pertains to hosting WrestleMania, it don't really make much sense to me, honestly. I don't get it. Like, what the hell are they really, what are they going to do? What are they going to do? Who is the last great host of WrestleMania? What, The Rock? What did he really do? If you smith and all the others, as much as we all love him, but what does a host really do? Nothing. So, what's the point? I agree. It should have just been Titus. Honestly, and here's the thing. Hogan, I understand how much of a big star that he is. But I really don't get the appeal. I really don't get the appeal of Hogan now, especially in the climate that we're in right now. If I was Hogan, I'd be laying low because cancel culture's at an all-time high, and that recording that he had in mid-2000s, he'll never live that down. He will never live that down. Somebody said I should host WrestleMania. I mean, somebody outside wrestling, I think, is who should host it, because if you're a wrestler, there's no reason why you should not be getting involved. Oh, here comes Edge. Oh, yeah, there's an update for you guys if you didn't know. Ronda Rousey is black. Oh, good Lord. Edge is not having a good time. And let me tell you something about that Fastlane match. Great match, but commentary is terrible. Honestly, you have to watch these programs on motherfucking mute. But let me tell you something about Brian. Brian has earned his way into this motherfucking main event. And I ain't gonna lie to you. It's kind of like what happened 7 years ago, where Batista won the Rumble, and you're like, yo, Batista won. Wait a minute. That means he gonna main event. Oh, nah. We don't want that. Everybody is high on Edge because of the whole story, but damn, Brian in these last 3 months has been on absolute fire. Mind you, remember, I'm the guy who said I don't want to see Roman drop the title until about SummerSlam. But Brian's story is extremely compelling. Edge's story is extremely compelling. Roman is still amongst the top of the WWE still. So now it's a money match. This is a money match. Swag Jordan put 2 on and said, how do I like the new Fiend? It's still the old Fiend for me. I just don't, personally, I did not want him to come. Damn, they already fight. But I didn't want him to come back so I don't want so soon. In a sense, I knew WrestleMania was when it was going to happen. Obviously, you're 3 weeks away, so it makes sense for him to come back now. But the manner in which he returned, oh, it's Randy versus Alexa. You gave it to us. What they should have did was Alexa trying, but failing. And then the Fiend comes out of nowhere. We all knew he was going to come back. It ruined the surprise. I mean, we all knew he was going to come back at one point anyway, so it wasn't really going to be a surprise. But it's all a matter of the timing in which you allow it to happen. Yeah, Ronda Rousey is apparently she's black. Her great grandfather is a black man who fought for civil rights. So apparently she is black. Everybody knows how I stand on, mixed individuals. You're in your own pool. There's black, mixed, white, Asian, native, all the other stuff. But you know how this society works. For some apparent reason, we hold on to that one drop rule, right? You got that one drop, hey! It's the racist rule. We shouldn't hold on to anything race. Oh my God, you're what? He checked Ancestry.com. He's 3% black. He's a Negro. That's our society, but we ain't talking about that right now. That's a video for its own. Oh, by the way, Derek Jackson video are premiering in approximately 2 hours. That's good stuff. XO said it's all fun and games until she called Bianca the N-word. Hey, that's gonna happen. Jonathan, put 5 on it, said thoughts on Deshaun Watson situation. I say the Texans didn't want to trade him, so they came up with this. It's a very cluttered ordeal. Because initially, I looked at it like, yo, this is a sabotage act. Now, I'm kind of, the number of reports that are coming out, now granted, the quantity of individuals who come out, it almost means nothing at this particular point. Because over the course of the past years, whenever allegations come out, it's all of a sudden it started from 1, 2, and now it's making it seem as if, yo, this person's a serial sexual harasser. This person's a serial sexual assault. And then when you start to read the details of all the cases, they are so far in between. It's like, all right, some ain't right here. I'm going to wait it out. But initially, I think there may be some sort of sabotage that exists there because apparently the lawyer is like, what they say, they were best friends or extremely close associates with the owner of the Texans. So that's enough to raise an eyebrow. And the timing of how everything is transpiring, it's just very weird. So I'm going to sit back. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait it out. And then ultimately as things unfold, I'll talk about it. But it's intriguing thus far. DeWillie said, thoughts on Oladipo to the Heat. I'll be live on Monday for the Heat versus the Knicks. Usually I would do on Monday Night Raw, but I'm going to be live for the Heat versus the Knicks. And I'm ecstatic about Oladipo. Moreover, I'm happy we got rid of Kelly Olynyk. I'm happy we were able to retain Duncan Robinson. I already knew Tyler Hero wasn't going to go anywhere, but I'm happy to have Oladipo because he was one of the 3 players that I wanted to see end up in Miami because there are a number of people who was messing around to be on the move. So that's pretty good for me. Cedric put 5 on and said, how do I feel about Orton's wife reaction to the pin? I love it. Because Orton's wife is, one, she's a native New Yorker. But she, given the storyline and everything, can add a bit of realism to it. Because it's like, yo, why are you upset? This shit is fake. No, I don't give a fuck. I will rip her face off. Because she said that on her table for 3. A couple years back. It wasn't in reference to, Alexa, but, I love it. I love it. And I think WWE should capitalize on it and bring it to Raw. I'm not saying bring Orton's wife out there, but allow Alexa in a promo to use that against Orton. And could, poke fun take shots at his wife, make it more personal. That's where you can blur the lines. And the moment that you blur the lines where people look like, yo, is this a work or is it a shoot? You're printing money. Yeah, Jay, his wife reacted to it on Twitter where she said, Alexa fucked up or some of that nature. And then Orton responded and said, he tweeted Soulja Boy and told Soulja Boy, yo, maybe somebody should tell my wife that, wrestling is fake. And then he had hashtag you. It's hilarious. Low-key, I'm kind of afraid for Orton because when cancel culture finds all of the stuff that Orton said, he gonna have to put out an apology because Orton has played off of stereotypes his entire career. The shit that he said, it's gone over a lot of people's heads because of time has since elapsed. But if you really sit there and you go through Orton promos, you go through Orton tweets, you go through Orton interviews, you're like, yo, is this guy a racist? I kind of feel like this guy's a right, but he's not. He just. I just hope cancel culture don't find it, because it's only a matter of time. Because they pick at anything. I mean, shit, they trying to cancel Eminem. Swag Jordan put 2 on it. Said, what do I think the 49ers going to do with the pick? Probably draft a quarterback. Because they traded with Miami, and they moved up to 3. I think Miami is now at 12 with an additional a few other third-round picks. So I think they'll mess around and get a quarterback. I saw them talking about, we're not going to shop Jimmy G. It's clip. They're going to shop Jimmy G. 2 out of 3 years, homie got hurt. Yeah, it's clip. Take the L out of Lover. You getting traded, brother. Or if nobody, messing around and traded for him and they were to cut him, Pittsburgh might want to ring that brother up. I ain't saying he the savior. Capable backup, though. Well, capable competition. I don't want to say backup because he can win the starting job, but we ain't talking about that right now. Noodle Cup says, do I like 205 Live? No. Still, till this day, I haven't watched a single episode of 205 Live. They ruined it. They should have kept the cruiserweights on the regular main show and kept the division. Don't make a whole show about cruiserweights that you don't even take time to create character development. You can't start a show from the ground with 3 wrestlers that we actually know and everybody else, you have no clue who the hell they are or what their story is. Unless, of course, you're a super, super wrestling fan. They did the cruiserweights dirty, man. They did the cruiserweights dirty. Why so serious? Says Miami trade means they're keeping Tua. I agree. They're keeping Tua. They're rolling with Tua, and they should. Chris J said they need to take 205 to NXT. Didn't they already, or is that just the NXT Cruiserweight Championship and there's a separate Cruiserweight Championship? Because I have no clue what the hell's going on with the Cruiserweights. None whatsoever. Noodle says, how would I feel if the Street Profits broke up? I can't even sit here and say I'd be devastated because I'm on the record saying that Montez Ford is going to be this generation's Rock if booked the right way, because he's got the charisma, he's got the look, he's got the in-ring work, and he has that sort of energy that gravitates people towards him. Angelo Dawkins, from where we stand right now, he's that Achilles heel of that tag team. So if they broke up now, I'd be devastated because the crowd is not here to provide the heat that is necessary for that breakup. And personally, when they do end up separating, because they will, Montez has to be the one who goes heel. Angelo probably can pull it off, but Montez will have to go and switch a gear because he's the energy life form of that tag team. Angelo, I feel like he could pull off the heel, but he just don't got the mic work. Montez has the mic work. He has the energy. But to make a complete shift, that can start to build, that could print some money for him. Casey said, why isn't Seth fighting Cesaro? Ain't he going to fight him at WrestleMania probably? It might mess around and be a triple threat or some shit. Marcus said Angelo would need to go straight heel and give 2 fire promos if it happens now. I agree. Angelo, he looks like he can be the heel. Montez has the look and all of the actions of a babyface. But the swerve should be Montez turning on Angelo, because Angelo's the bigger guy. Of course, it's cliche for him to turn on Montez. If it's Montez who turns on him, it's like, whoa, wait a minute. Like, remember when the Shield broke up? And I'm not comparing the 2 teams. But when the Shield broke up, Seth Rollins wasn't the guy who you thought was going to go and turn. At the time, everybody and their mom thought it would probably be Ambrose because he was the one who was completely unhinged. Roman was still relatively a mystery. Seth was the fan favorite of the group. So you didn't see it coming. And when it happened, it was, oh, shit. So you kind of want to keep that, Wolf Cruz in the building. Wolf Cuz in the building. Said, love my videos. I appreciate you, man. Juice Man in the house. Still ain't get those highlights, brother, or you probably sent it. I don't know. Thoughts on Rhea Ripley and Asuka at Mania? At Mania, let's go Rhea, cause I saw a graphic. This is the first time in 6 months Asuka's defending the Raw Women's Championship on pay-per-view, and her last time was against Zelina Vega, who's now terminated from WWE. Asuka, I've been saying it for quite some time. I love Asuka. Get the title the fuck up off of her, man. They ruined this damn run. They should have never gave her the tag championships. You paired her with Charlotte. You paired her with all these other people. Like, why? Why? You got her in tag team match. She's the motherfucking women's champion. And she not even the star. She wasn't the focal point of those tag segments. It was about everybody else and not her. She's the motherfucking champion. They booked her so terribly. It ruined the steam for this impending match. Asuka versus Charlotte, I personally felt like 2 years ago, that could have messed around and been the, no, was it 3 years ago? Yeah, it was 3 years ago. I think it was at WrestleMania 34. That could have messed around and been a main event. Or was it 34? I think it was 34. That was a hellacious match. And the rematch would have been great, but they fucked up the booking, so. Micah said, do I think Bobby wins at Mania? Honestly? No. I would have loved for him to win at Mania, but the way that they have him right now, no. His rise to the championship was fucking perfect. Him as the champion now, him talking about, yo, I'm putting out a hit on this guy. No. Don't make Bobby now the guy who's champion. He don't want to get his hands dirty now. Don't do that like they did on Raw when he offered money to the people in the locker room. Let Bobby go find Drew and be the champ who go, oh, you got something to say? You got something where you want to act? I bet. Yo, I'm pulling up on you. I want all the smoke. Let Bobby move like that. Now you got some here because you got two motherfuckers who just, they want to be at the top and they will personally take care of business to stay there. So don't just shift. I'm not feeling how they made the shift 2 weeks after Bobby wins the championship. Now all of a sudden he's turned into the champion who don't want to get his hands dirty. Like, that's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. Yeah, Abdul, exactly. The way they booked him last Monday, that just solidified. Yeah, he losing. He losing. If homie gonna lose, take him out the main event, dog. Take him out the main event, cause and this is a different one, because I was gonna talk about it a little bit later, but damn it, it's on my mind right now. Sasha and Bianca should have messed around and been a main event for night 1, because night 2 is obviously going to be Edge, Roman, and eventually Bryan once they insert him. But they fucked up the build for Bianca versus Sasha because they kept doing this tag match shit. Now, who really gives a shit? Drew and Bobby is starting to lose a little bit of steam. Sasha and Bianca damn near lost all of their steam. They booked themselves out of stories that literally wrote themselves. They started trying to make more of what actually was, and that kind of ruined it. It ruined it. Jay Randall said, where's Keith Lee? I think he's probably sleeping with Mia Yim during his segments, so they can't find him backstage. Maybe that's why Mia Yim comes out wearing a wearing a mask in Retribution, because she still got cum on her face. Ah, god damn it! I'm eating. Why would I think of that? Hey, Nate says he got a question. Which woman wrestler needs a heel turn? Which needs a face turn? Who needs a heel turn? Naomi. Desperately needs a heel turn. Naomi. Face turn. Naomi needs to turn heel. Face turn. I don't want to say Shayna. Face turn. I'm gonna come back to that. Marcus, put 5 on it. Say heel Asuka after losing the title, then try to break Rhea's spirit could be hella dope. I agree. It could be like what AJ and Shinsuke did at the end of their match at WrestleMania, because it kind of underdelivered. We thought we was gonna see the greatest match of all time. It wasn't that. I wish I knew why. Asuka loses when she goes to give respect to Rhea. She beats the shit out of Rhea. And I'm not talking about, just, she gave it a cunt kick. Put her in the Asuka lock. I'm talking about you get chairs, and it looked like the end of Rock Austin WrestleMania 17. You are just wailing, beating, to where she get carted the fuck up out of there. And she off of television for like 2 weeks. Asuka comes out next night on Raw. She thought she was ready for Asuka. Japanese. And then after 2 weeks, Rhea come back, and now Backlash, you got to fight. Was that racist? Asuka, yeah, Asuka, yeah, but I'd say Naomi need to turn heel, because Naomi is dead in the water. Anybody who they pair with Lana, you wasting your time. You making TikToks and shit, posting Thirst Trap Thursdays and shit. You was once the women's champion. Derek said Giga Negro should be a face. I beg to differ. That brother too damn big to making people want to cheer for him. Anybody who is damn near 7 foot, you should not be, well, outside of like McIntyre. But people who like Giga Negro, you should hate that man. Oh, great armbar by Nakamura here. So why did nobody have a conversation backstage about what color gear they're going to wear? Damn. They really couldn't have Shinsuke win? Come on. Distraught put 5 on and said, have I ever watched Hobson new music video? Oh, no, I haven't. I haven't watched Hobson or listened to a song. Last thing I heard of Hobson, I think it was like Ill Mind of Hobson 4. What was that, like 7 years ago? I'm not big on music, so I don't know what's going on. I guess I'll check it out. Jonathan put 5 on and said, I'm glad they didn't go with Charlotte versus Rhea versus Asuka. Oh! Charlotte's only going because she got COVID. A lot of people thought, oh, hey, look, they're doing Charlotte dirty because, Andrade asked for his release and he was granted it. Why this man Cesaro still loosening his cuffs while on his way to the ring? The first mistake was having this brother not wear a black suit. Cesaro should never wear any suit outside of black. He needs to be in a black suit. And if he's wearing a tie, red tie, white shirt, that should be his attire. This man is literally the epitome of Hitman. He's got the entire look by design. He's just Jason Statham from Switzerland. There is, it writes itself. But Charlotte will work her way into that match for the Raw Women's Championship. They'll make it happen. There's no way Charlotte's going to be left off of Mania. Lacey's pregnant. Charlotte's going to be cleared from COVID restrictions next week. You think she's not going to be on WrestleMania? They're going to work her way into that match. Last Raw before Mania, here comes Charlotte. The real Liberius says Cesaro should go heel. No. Cesaro went heel with the bar and everything. He's turned face, and now he's picked up a lot of steam. Cesaro should stay face. Personally, I thought Cesaro would have been able to work his way to a title match at Mania. But working with Seth is great. But Seth needs to lose at this Mania. Whether it's Nakamura who gets a W over him, whether it's Cesaro who gets a W over him, Seth needs to lose. Because he don't need a win at this WrestleMania. He can put somebody over. He needs to lose. Distraught said, I'd be advised that you check out that video. He's grown a lot since Illmind 4. I bet. I'll check it out. I'll check it out, Distraught. And on top of that, like EJ said, Cesaro literally just turned face. Oh, Jameer is off his bean. Oh, good Lord. Homie said Adam Pearce about to get blacked. Come on, man. First off, it wouldn't even be black. It'd be Polynesian? Samoan? Samoan and a hint of Paul Heyman. Why they got the camera shot of Paul Heyman's Paul Heyman head over Roman's shoulder? He looked like he the evil fairy on somebody's shoulder. I don't like how Paul just be staring at motherfuckers, man. There we go, a hint of a Jew. I'll be forgetting Paul is a Jew. Oh, I don't want to just say Jew. You know, you could get canceled for that. Then Julian Edelman's going to invite me to the Jewish Museum. Did you call somebody a Jew despite the fact they are a Jew? I did. Did you say it in a nefarious intent kind of manner? No. Did you use any derogatory terms? No, I didn't say anything. I just said Jew. Hey, you call somebody a Jew. You can't say that. SSJB said, who do I have the Niners drafting? I have no clue, but it's going to be a quarterback. Spence Jones put 5 on and said, only title matches that matter are the Universal Championship, the Intercontinental Championship for WrestleMania, maybe the Raw tag titles. WWE Championship still matters, but it all comes down to how they spend these next 2 weeks. But I'm right there with you. Universal, definitely at the top. Intercontinental, definitely at the top. Got a lot of heat. SmackDown Women's Champ got a little bit. Only because it's Sasha Banks. Got a little bit that's there. Just like the WWE Championship. Because it's still fresh and Drew is still white hot. But I'm right there with you. Everything else, Wolf Cuz says, when was wrestling believable? The 90s back, 80s back, it was almost all believable. I don't want to say all. It was mostly believable. The Attitude Era was probably the last of looking like, yo, this... Because there were moments in Ruthless Aggression. Like, there's still moments in wrestling in which you could look like, yo, it's kind of... The Attitude Era was right after Vince had said, yeah, you know, we're in the business of entertainment, all this other shit. But there were things that people were doing, things that people were saying that really pulled from the real emotion. So you could still say, huh. But it all comes down to if you allow yourself to buy in. Edwin said, do I think the Knicks can make the playoffs? Actually, yes. Young Kid 2K said, did I see the Lil Nas X video? No, I did not. I saw his tweet, though. That brother not even suspect. He guilty. Black Howling, put 10 on it. Said, what's up? Miss me doing the commentary on Friday nights. I appreciate you, man. Gilbert says the 49ers are going to the Super Bowl in the next 2 years. Barring injury, they certainly do have a team that's capable, but they're in a very tough division. because they're in the best division of the NFC. Seattle, despite the fact that they really need to fix their offensive line, as long as Russell Wilson is there, that team can contend. The Cardinals are on the rise, and I have them primed to win that division. The Rams are no slouches, and they will be around moving forward. So the Niners, of all of those teams, in my opinion, the Niners are the ones who have to prove themselves. Yes. You can connect that one. Was the Wi-Fi not working for you? Oh, did it? Oh, that makes sense. The Unchiseled Adonis watching. What show is that? He's watching a Station 19. I guess it's about firemen. It's a crossover with Grey's Anatomy. So this guy, at one point a fireman's gonna end up sleeping with one of the doctors, aren't they? One of the doctors is now a fireman. How does that even work? Wait, he went from doctor to fireman? What kind of lateral move is that? How the fuck you go from doctor to fireman? What? Who does that? All right. He trying to be some sort of dual hero? The fuck? There's somebody in a burning building. I'll be there. And he's black too. The super Negro is here. He runs in, saves them from the smoke, and then takes out a fucking kit and does a surgery on site. He's done it already? I know this whole show in my motherfucking head, son. I've never seen an episode. God damn, son. You gotta be kidding me. Oh shit, I gotta plug in my charger. My computer about to die. Where's my charger? Oh shit. What kind of bullshit is that, son? Of course, dude went from doctor to fireman. The hell? Who does that? I'm gonna spend a whole life of service. Ridiculous. Black Howland, put 5 on it. Said Bucks. Oh, my bad. Brady and his support crew all re-signed for next year. Sense evil in the most possible way. You know what's funny? I don't even think the Bucks make it to the NFC Championship next year. They capitalized, they won, but things look great. I don't see them repeating. Damn, Cesaro. See, this is what people need to be doing. This is what they need to be doing. Backstage segments, beating people up backstage. This is great. Cesaro should swing him into somewhere. He should swing him into somewhere. Just don't set him down. Don't sweat him. Don't set him down. Swing him. Ah, damn, he just set him down. He should have swung him right there into that wall. Cesaro out here looking like $1 million, man. God damn. Marcus said Ricochet needs a heel turn. Ricochet got to prove that he even has charisma. Ricochet has all of the ability, but that guy's boring, man. He needs a manager. That guy is... Ricochet is great in the ring, but he's so goddamn boring. Wait. Hold on. Apollo Crews, who just turned heel, is tagging with Gable and Otis? Why is Otis and Gable tagging with Apollo? Did I miss something over the course of the past few weeks? I know Apollo. I know all about what's transpired with Apollo. Gable and Otis are heel? What did they do to become heel? I can never imagine Otis as a heel. I must have missed that episode. Maybe I fell asleep during their segment, rightfully so. What the hell did they do to turn heel? Chad Gable, I get it. How the hell is Otis a heel? What'd they do? They beat up the Mysterios? All right. Otis got no business being a heel. They've been heels for a minute? Really? Shit. Maybe I'm in a genjutsu. Wow. Marcus put 2 on it. Said Ricochet gets mentored by Roman and Heyman. But then Ricochet doesn't have the fight style of Roman and Jay in a sense. Because look at it like this. Jay still has his finesse style, but he works great as a heel. In ring. He brings in some mauler, brawler kind of stuff that's in there. Ricochet's all finesse. He's all finesse and all smiles. I haven't seen the man look mad. He got the same problem that Apollo had. And Apollo right now, he's just turned heel. It's still fresh. Hopefully he can keep that momentum for 6 months. But we'll see. Kerry said he lost his V card yesterday. Where'd you leave the card? Oh, you meant you actually did the deed. Oh, congratulations, Kerry. Bobby said Ricochet to the Hurt Business. Hell no. Hell no. Loki, they fucking up the Hurt Business right now. I don't understand why the hell they had Benjamin and Alexander drop the belts. Chad Gable is fucking amazing in the ring, man. He should not be tagging with anybody. He should be on his own. He needs to be United States champion, really. So he need to be somewhere on Raw. They low-key messing up the Hurt Business right now. Because Benjamin and Alexander should have never dropped the belts. Moreover, they booked it as if they were trying to see who was more superior amongst each other. You have them lose, and now they just, fuck the belts. We lost our rematch. We don't give a shit no more. What? MVP not even ringside during their matches. Bobby win the WWE title. All of a sudden, MVP don't give a shit about the other two of the Hurt Business. What? Why are they doing this? I don't get it. It literally was perfect. Everybody had the belt. Why have them drop the titles? And now it's AJ and Giga Negro against the New Day at Mania. So what the Hurt Business gonna do? YG Phil said, did I like Edge's attire last Friday? Man, it looked weird. I ain't gonna lie, it looked weird. Terrible booking. New Day is a moneymaker. Yes, indeed, they are a moneymaker. But they didn't need to be the champions going into Mania. It could have been a situation where they're challenging, and you could have had a triple threat, a triangle triple threat match, tag match for the tag belts. You didn't need the Hurt Business to drop the titles before Mania. New Day can be involved in the match, and the same stuff could have happened. They didn't need to drop the, like, that was just weird to me. Oh, Angle Slam. He got E. Oh, great cover. Great finish by Apollo there. There you go. Great finish by Apollo there. Great finish. Oh, he should add a little bit more insult to injury. He should add a little more insult to injury, like kick E or some shit like that. This is the Apollo I've been waiting for a long time. Kevin, I agree. New Day is so over, they don't need the belts. The boss 25, put 5 on it. Said, how bad were these things by WWE? Katie Vick story, that's probably number 1. 2, Vince McMahon asking, making McMahonisms and forcing Shawn to tag with God at Backlash 06. Katie Vick was worse. Making Michaels tag with God was hilarious. The actual feud was ridiculous, but it was so entertaining. And that's a huge credit to 1, Vince, 2, Michaels being sensational, and then Shane for, playing along with it. But Katie Vick was bad all around the board. It was terrible. Jonathan, put 5 on it again. Said, thoughts on the NXT Women's Tag Championships? Personally, I don't think they should have tag championships in NXT for the women. Because there's not enough tag teams. There's already a limited amount of women that are there who are already established, in a sense. Now, making a tag team pool shortens the list of women to contend for the women's championship. It's the same problem that they kind of have right now actually, it's a problem that they have on the main roster that they should not have on the main roster. NXT shouldn't have had it. They should have had like the women's tag team, tournaments, all the other stuff. But if you have an NXT tag team contend for the main championships on the main roster, all right. But it shouldn't be, I don't think it will work in the long run. It'll be great for the next 4 months. But soon enough, you're going to start to see the struggle in keeping these women afloat. Because if you boost the women's tag championship division, the women's tag division, you're going to hinder the women's single division. Unless, of course, you have tag teams that are together and then soon enough one turns on each other and then one turns on each other. And it happens so frequent to where it's damn near like an assembly line. But I trust Triple H. He should be able to get it done. If there's anybody who I can trust, it's Triple H. So, but NXT is a developmental. You got to get people ready. There's not much. I understand, like if there's women who are not too polished, you throw them in a tag team, but they got to be aside a woman who knows what she's doing. But those women who know what they're doing, they need to be chasing the main championship. So, I don't know, man, but I trust Triple H. Marcus, put 2 on it again, said Apollo and E can go all the way till SummerSlam. I agree. And Loki, I want Apollo to win the title. I want him to injure E to where E is off of television for, let's say, 2-3 weeks. He makes the return. They fight. Now they're tossing the championship back and forth. But SummerSlam needs to be a stipulation match. It needs to be like when Batista and Undertaker fought. So you start out regular match. Now it's a last man standing. Now it's a cage match. Now it's a Hell in a Cell. They need to build this to a crescendo because that's the passion that they have here. This is one of those feuds that you don't got to do too much. Just let the two go and work because they keep that intensity. This is one of the things that showcase Big E is of. This is like his 11th year wrestling, 12. Apollo, I believe it's the same amount of years as well. Both these guys, they're doing the correct thing. Apollo's heel work so far has been great. Big E's face work has been great as well, but then he's keeping that aggression like I've been begging for years. So this truly can go for some time. They just got to make sure they book it the right way. Don't throw out stipulations too early. Don't do too much with other stuff. Do some more backstage segments. Keep it fresh. But this can last. They better take advantage of it. Carrie said 3 stages of hell match needs to come back. I agree. Divine said, what do I think about WWE turning Edge heel in the middle of the storyline? I don't think Edge is heel. I think he's just a tweener. He's that guy who's kind of in between. Because he kind of has that late 90s, early 2000s Austin kind of vibe. He's here on business. I'm here. I have an objective. I'm going to do that. And anybody who stands against me, we got a fucking problem. Brian is an obstacle. He's inserting himself into your spot. Of course you're going to have to take care of him. You can't be buddy-buddy with this man. He's trying to take your spot. So I wouldn't say Edge is heel. It may appear that he's heel, but I wouldn't say Edge is heel. He's in between. Derek said Edge has always worked better as a heel, though. I agree. Edge has always been better as a heel than a face. However, now, in which the manner of him returning it, he can't be heel. Edge, it's impossible for Edge to be heel. You can't boo Edge. It makes no sense for a fan to sit here, boo Edge. Boo. The man overcame neck surgery, overcame his retirement. He was 9 years away. It's impossible to boo the man. Last year he comes back and bam, you have WrestleMania and here you are, you win the Royal Rumble. You can't boo Edge. You can't. He would have to work to make himself heel, and he don't need to do that for this Mania match. He don't need to. So, for right now, we could wait. Timothy said, my honest opinion on Rhea Ripley, she's the future of the women's division. She's the future of the women's division. She needs to really work on her mic work, but her in-ring work is impeccable. She's got the look. The gimmick, it's not even really a gimmick. Just let her exist. She's the future of the women's division. There's so many other girls. So many women she could work with. So many. Rhea will main event a WrestleMania. She will main event a WrestleMania. Probably with Sasha Banks. It could mess around and be next year. And I would hope to be there. That'd have been crazy, though. If Sasha Banks and Rhea Ripley main event next year's WrestleMania, and I'm there, that would mean the only 2 WrestleManias I went to, the women were the main event. Does that make me a feminist? Sam said would have been phenomenal for the development with the mic and the ability to hold the championship. Hunter said that Daniel Bryan made the crowd boo Mysterio. No. WWE made the crowd boo Mysterio because they knew what they were doing. Daniel Bryan was so over, whoever the hell came out as number 30 was going to get booed. The glass could have shattered in Austin. Let me stop. That wouldn't have happened. Glass shatters, people lose their mind. I had the luxury of seeing Stone Cold on Raw 25. I'm upset he didn't say a damn word though. But god damn, that Austin pop is something different. Is this man talking about Logan Paul? What is wrong with this guy talking about Logan Paul? You should be talking about me. If you're going to talk about YouTubers, you can talk about me. EJ said, why is WWE acknowledging Logan Paul like we care? We don't. We honestly don't. Guest of honor. Oh my God. Are they serious? Are they serious? Logan Paul gonna be on Smackdown? Oh my God, this man is living my dreams. He is living my dreams. I should be like a I should be like a TikToker and pull the race card. He's only getting there because he's white. I've been held back because I'm black. Get me on SmackDown. And then strong arm Vince McMahon into getting me on SmackDown, but then I'd be healed. The people would hate me. He didn't earn this, but neither did Logan. I'm hurt, dog. I'm hurt. I want to be on SmackDown, not Logan. He don't care about WWE. It's still real to me, damn it. Cedric Tyler put 5 on it and said, please tell me how I wrote Derek Simpson into the Death Note. Well, did I write him into the Death Note? No, I didn't. Should have, but I didn't. Bad Bunny versus Logan Paul. Who I got? I probably got Bad Bunny. Because he going to start singing and shit. And Logan going to be confused. And once Logan tries to get some offense, he white. So, cancel culture going to stop him. I'm like, hey, man, ain't you the guy who was in the suicide forest in somewhere in Asia? You'd be like, oh, man, you're not allowed to beat a Hispanic. He's a person of color. He's Puerto Rican. You're not allowed to beat him. How dare you pin him? This is white supremacy. And then at that point, Logan going to have to lay down and get pinned. It's over. Ah, damn, David in the building. Ah, shit. David Box in the building. God damn. It was only a matter of time, brother. Tom the Sim said you can't stand Bad Bunny. You know, you're not the only person who dislikes him. A number of people dislike him. I actually don't mind it because he's not overpowering in these segments. He's not getting numerous segments on Raw and shit. Damn, KO beating up Zayn again. God damn. Timothy said you want to see Big Draco on SmackDown? Nah, don't do that. Don't do that. DSQ said what I'm eating. I'm eating the last of this chicken bacon ranch pizza. I think we had this conversation. Well, we definitely did. How do y'all feel about Owens and the Stunner, man? I already said I'm not really big on it. But is it growing on you guys yet? Because it's still not growing on me. Cosmic T said, who's the biggest simp in WWE history? The biggest simp in WWE history. The biggest simp in WWE history. The biggest simp in WWE history. This is a tough one. No, not Matt. Not Matt. Because Matt, when he turned on Lita, he actually told Lita what needed to be said. Simps never do that. Jerry Lawler. Oh, that's a good submission. Jerry Lawler, that's a good submission. No, not Eddie. Not Eddie. Eddie was only simping for China. Then again, some people can only simp for certain individuals. But Eddie was actually making breakthroughs. So I can't. Vince McMahon, Chris Jericho or Jeff Hardy, Biggest simp. Dude, there is somebody who is escaping me here. Santino? Daniel Bryan married the Bellator, so it's not gonna work. Billy Gunn? No, can't say Billy. John Cena? No. Edge had live sex on television. He ain't no damn simp. Rusev? You know what? Maybe Santino is up there. Toast said Snitsky. This man Toast said Snitsky. Oh boy. Snitsky is a child abuser. This man punted a baby. Real or fake? On live television. What's wrong with him? Urine, Rico. Well, Rico was kind of so. No, not Val Venus. Val Venus was like Johnny Bravo. Michael said Stone Cold. God damn. He said Stone Cold. NY Chris says who I got winning? Cross or Balor? Honestly, I think Balor's gonna retain. Jay said Angel Garza. Shooter says Eric Bischoff. No, ain't Jamie Noble have that girl? What was her name? Her name was nasty. Nydia. Yeah, Nydia. Sexual Chocolate Mark Henry. Golly, why? I'm gonna remember who, because there's like a unanimous guy who was a super simp. It was during the Ruthless Aggression era, I think. Golly, how am I not? Hunter said Rick Rude. Samunia, I hope I pronounced that correctly. Said my favorite era of SmackDown. 2003 to 2008. When they had the SmackDown 6, 2003 to 2008, I think that was the greatest era of SmackDown that they ever had. It was on another level. 99 to 2001 was the same as Raw, because remember, the shows were together. Yeah, good pizza, but too expensive for 3 slices. I would say 03 to 2008, because 2002 was good for SmackDown, but then 2003 went over. Like when Raw, when Angle was on SmackDown, Brock was on SmackDown, Big Show was there as well. John Cena's ascent was beginning. Undertaker had returned in 2004. I know in 2003 he was still around. On SmackDown, Big Evil, that was the tail end of everything. But that was good stuff. Jeff Hardy, 09 was great as well. But I would say until 2008 with the whole Ed stuff and how everything capitalized with Taker. 2009 was cool for SmackDown as well. But well, yeah, you can include 2009 too. I can include 2009 too. They still got this backstage interview stuff? Why they stand sideways for these interviews? It's so weird. Y'all heard about Charlie Caruso getting fired because Shorty always showing up late? What's up with that? Shooter put forward. Shorty gonna show up. You know, her period gonna mess around and be late, just like she be going to work as well. Mr. Shadman said Charlie is gonna end up going to ESPN. Well, she's already been working there part-time for the most part, but she'll probably go there full-time. But the question is the segments in which she's there now, because is it still going to be the part-time of, her hosting on certain sort of events, or how is it going to work? She fucked herself in this particular position, because you in WWE, where literally you don't have to do much, and she was one of the better. I think she's way better than Kayla Braxton. Personally, I feel like she should have been the one who's on Talking Smack rather than Kayla, because I actually like Charlie. She's no Renee. I think Renee is probably the greatest woman's interviewer that they ever had. Renee was so good, but Charlie, she screwed herself, man. And somebody had one of my followers actually had sent me this shirt last year, if I'm not mistaken. Actually had sent me this shirt, and can't remember who it was. Golly, I'd have to go through my email, but I'm wearing it. Actually, I was taking a nap a little bit early. I'm like, dude, where did I get this shirt? Now I remember. The realist said, did I hear that Andrade was released? Yeah, I touched on it a little bit earlier. Oh my Lord in heaven. Did you guys see the video that they did for Tamina and Natalya last week on SmackDown, where they drove up to the arena, parked incorrectly, and then made it seem as if, we got money, people gonna be hurt? Both these women need to retire, dog. Both these women need to retire ASAP. I've had enough of Natalya. I've had enough of Tamina. I can't, bro. I simply can't. Get them the hell up out of here. Oh, and David, I do owe you, because you showed up, and you pulling up into the scene would mean I would have to engage in being inappropriate. So I'd have to figure out which one to choose from. We will. First one that comes out. Oh, well, there it is. Got the Migos of Casa. So we'll go with this one. First one that I grabbed. I thought I was going to get the Haitian rum, but we got this. Actually, of the three, I've had all four of the Casamigos. This is the best one. And personally, in my opinion, this is the best tequila I've ever had. Terramana comes in second. This is the best tequila I have ever had. I would hope down the line I could get a Casamigo sponsorship, which very far-fetched, but good stuff. I've had enough of Natty. Is there any Natalya fans who's like, woo, we want 10 more years of Natalya? Show yourselves so we can pray for you live here, because the congregation's going to come together and make sure we can say a prayer for you sick individuals who want to see more of Natalya. We've had enough. We have had enough. Where should Andrade go, says Marcus? AEW, Ring of Honor, or New Japan? Personally, because he's engaged to Charlotte, the best option being New Japan, he probably can't go. Going back to Mexico, I think in his case, would be a step back. So, truly, Ring of Honor maybe. And he could be the top guy there. Oh, here comes Sasha Banks. I really don't understand how people get so distracted by somebody coming to the ring. Bianca shouldn't even be paying any mind. What kind of kick was that? How the hell doesn't the referee see that? So Sasha's going to be working, she's working heel for this particular, she's working heel for this particular program, which she doesn't have to, honestly. But it really don't make much sense why they would make Sasha this pompous, freaking heel. She could have just kept doing the same work. I'm just better than you. She's above this. She don't need to do that. This kind of takes a step back for Sasha Banks. She don't need to do that. Interrupt segments for what? You can't be calling her. Well, then again, at the same time, calling her, hey, you're a rookie, all this other stuff. You shouldn't be getting distracted by all this other stuff. So I get it. Perhaps. I'm hip. I can get with it. I'll take that back. I guess I could get with it. The boss put 2 on and said, I like Natty, so chill. Also, Bianca and Belair and Cargill. Okay. You like Natty? I'm surprised you like Natty. All right. The realist said, Tamina ain't been used properly since she faced Beth Phoenix for the Van Divas Championship 9 years ago. They ruined the way to book Tamina because she should have been an absolute powerhouse. Mr. Shadman said, you have an alcohol question for me. Have I had aviation, Guinea, the gin. I said gin instead of gin. Have I had aviation gin? What does that bottle look like? Because that sounds very familiar. What does that bottle look like? No, I have not. No, I have not. Yeah, I've never seen that bottle in my life. No, I have not. I have not had that gin. Simply Deep in the building. How's it going, brother? You know, I was talking on I can't remember which live stream it was, but it had to be some time ago because this is my first time being live in like 3 weeks. How you were one of my first, if I'm not mistaken, you were one of my first 10 subscribers, man. You're one of my first 10 subscribers. I appreciate you. You've been around for a very long time. Always showing love, man. I appreciate you, brother. Carrie said, call me by your name. Jeffrey said, Sasha and a big-ass forehead could get it. Indeed, she could. David in the bill. Oh, David said, you back. Damn, David, I done did the whole reveal. I actually just indulged in a little bit of a drink as well. How fitting. I feel like David got you just woke up. Like you did the Undertaker wake up. Once I opened up the cap, now you're like, oh, I'm here. I'm here. Jay says somebody got to sit their horny ass back down because they talk about Bianca and OnlyFans. What's the meme on Twitter? The boink, you're going to horny jail? Boink. Jamal said, straight to the head. I'm wild. No, I mean, I'm a drinking, man. Simply Deep said, you all right? How am I myself? I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Happier than I probably have ever been, man. When that first 3 years of YouTube was tough. First 3 years of YouTube was tough. But I hit a stride, been in a spot where I felt much more happy. And here we are, building camaraderie and things of that nature. Oh, and by the way, because with all the vaccine and everything that's rolling out now and them possibly hoping summertime being the time in which they can open outside back up, perhaps I can orchestrate, the whole, subscriber meetup like I initially had planned for last year, but unfortunately got ruined. So I would hope I can do that, get one for the summer and then ultimately do one around Christmas time in the winter. Let me not do Christmas time. Maybe, because people be with their family and stuff like that, but I want to see if I could do like meet up somewhere. Like I bet I'd have to find out where majority of the people of my following happens to be, because I'm already in New York, so of course I'm gonna do one in New York. Maybe go out to Cali, do one there. If they got something in Texas, do one there. Some shit like that. But gotta go and meet the people, man. Holy, a lot of y'all been following for quite some time. I've ran into a lot of people in the street. This has been the longest stretch I have not been stopped because, of course, we're wearing masks and shit. This has been the longest stretch I have not been stopped in the street. Since I started, really. Right side said in Memphis. You in Memphis? Wow. I've always wanted to go to Memphis. I don't know why, but I've always wanted to go to Memphis. It just sounds like I should be there for a small period of time. I ain't saying move, but I feel like going to Memphis. Shamunya said you still don't trust the vaccine. Neither do I. I'm still waiting it out. Spence Jones, put 2 on it, said best match going into Mania right now. Hashtag 118 gold, the best tequila. I've had it, but it's been some time, so maybe I should indulge. David said you in El Paso, Texas, and cheers to you, brother. I just drank. I'm not gonna fall into the same trap that I did with the Johnny Walker. Double blick. Sam said apparently there's some sus shit lately with the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. Well, shit, that's concerning. Matthew Lynch said Barbados. Reactive Mike says come to New Jersey. Well, I've been in Jersey. I'm off the Jersey right there. That ain't too far from me. I'll be in Jersey. Pimp says you in South Carolina. You hate it there. Well, shit. Lamo said you heard the Rock's tequila is good. It is good. Very good. Very good. The Respirado I think is better than the Blanco, but it's very good. I still have some of it. That remains here. Chris J said if I'm in Chicago, then I'm in World War III. You know, it's funny. I made a video a few years back about, calling for World War III when Kim Jong-un was like, yo, we're gonna nuclear attack the United States, man. Fuck them motherfuckers. Like, yo, bring the World War III. We ain't scared, pussy. And then at the beginning of last year, they're like, are we really gonna start? I'm like, shit. They're gonna start because of me. Fuck it, I ain't pussy. Shoot the goddamn nuclear bomb. Come to New York, stupid. I live in the Bronx. I live right next to Peyton Ellison, stupid. My bad, Peyton, but you in the Bronx. They nuked the Bronx. There's nowhere in the Bronx you can hide. So if you got a scapegoat for me, I'm going to activate my magic card. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Peyton. You're going to have to take the L. You're going to have to take the L. Hey, they said we were looking for the Chiseled Adonis. He said his name was Peyton Ellison. What do you mean? Yo, nuke this motherfucker, man. My bad, Peyton, but it had to happen. Damn, Sasha got the lip smacked off. My bad, Peyton, but... Hey, man, I'd like to say you ain't choose the Bronx. The Bronx chose you. Blame your parents, man. Oh, shit. Could you imagine North Korean hitmen come to New York and search for the Chiseled Adonis? They never watched a single video. Only thing they heard is, I'm in the Bronx somewhere. Oh, Sasha got her right back. Backstabber right on her ass. Stop playing games with her. Sasha ain't come here for no game. Put her in the submission hold. Put her in a submission hold. You can't just do the backstabber and then bam segment. Put her in a submission hold, woman. I guess not. Ooh, look at those legs. Magnificent. But my bad, Peyton. You finna get folded, man. You about to be like Batman's parents. They about to fade you, motherfucker. It's not going to be a good time. So I apologize in advance. Oh, damn. Edge just pulled up on Roman like it's nothing. Oh, boy, I appreciate him, man. Man, Edge a grown man. Oh, I got some cigars, man. I'm going to smoke some cigars. When I went to Puerto Rico, I was getting into them. Oh, shit. Was that my... shot glass just fell. Whoops. Yeah, I'm good. I had dropped my one of the shot glasses that fell from behind me when I had to go reveal one of my cigars. I'm gonna smoke those when I go to Atlanta. Damn. Shot glass fell out of nowhere. Yo, Edge really pulled up to put Roman on notice, bro. Yo, I appreciate when they do segments like this that make wrestlers don't look pussy. I appreciate when they do that. Because why? If I'm in this business, I'm already a tough guy by default. I should not be afraid to pull up on somebody. It make more sense to put them in a situation where, yo, I'm pulling up. So I like that. And Edge is a man's man. He only go behind people back when you happen to be dating Matt Hardy, but we ain't talking about that right now. The Realist put 5 on it, said thoughts on Edge versus Roman. Me personally, I don't think Roman should lose to Edge for a feel-good story. I personally think he should lose to Jimmy Uso. The problem is Jimmy ain't ready to be champion. It would be great for Roman to lose to Jimmy. Personally, I've been saying for quite some time, I'm curious how they're going to work Jimmy into this. Perhaps WrestleMania is when Jimmy will return. However, like I initially had said months back when Roman became Universal Champion, I don't want him to drop the title. The story of him versus Edge and Edge having a now 10-year redemption to get that title back and losing at the hands of Roman. This would propel Roman, which he's already right now is probably the top heel in the business. Maybe MJF is there. But he would now take a higher step and sit atop, undisputedly the top heel in the business, because he just beat the ultimate babyface. Now inserting Bryan into a triple threat match, Roman winning does so much. But at the exact same time, for Edge, redemption. For Bryan, vindication. There is so many stories. This is a money main event. Truly a money main event. And kudos to Bryan for getting himself involved. Kudos to Bryan, because that's all Bryan. His promos on Talking Smack, his in-ring work and how he did things, his promos on live television, his performance inside the Elimination Chamber and leading up to the Chamber. Huge kudos to Bryan. And his performance at Fastlane. He's worked his way in this spot to where now you're in a situation where literally nobody know who the fuck gonna win this match. Who can sit here and undisputedly say this person's gonna win this match, this is why, and I'd be willing to bet this amount of money on it? Nobody. Because literally anybody can win. Anybody. It is going to be a hell of a main event, but I understand exactly where you're coming from. But the only thing that I would disagree with is I don't think he should lose to Jimmy Uso, because if Roman is going to lose to Jimmy Uso, he don't need to be the champion. Hell, Jay almost got it to where you was believing like, shit, Jay could become the Universal Champion, but then you forgot the belt was involved. It's like, yeah, he ain't going to win. So we'll see how things play out. Tyron put 5 on it as well. Said, been watching me since 600-pound video. You got to come to Atlanta. I was in Atlanta before. I'm coming to Atlanta next week. I'm being in Atlanta on Tuesday until Saturday. Spence Jones put 2 on it. Said, I was asking, what's your best match going into Mania? Oh yes, that's right. Best match going into Mania is the main event. Honestly, it's the main event. It's the main event. Sasha Banks versus Bayley truly should have been up there, but the build has been terrible. The build has been terrible. They should have been in a situation where they're trying to one-up each other instead of being buddy-buddy. Bianca like, oh my God, yo, I appreciate her. She's like a mentor. This ain't the time to sit back and admire. You got them in tag championship matches for what? Lana and Naomi won a motherfucking #1 contenders, and they didn't even fight for the titles on a pay-per-view. You had Dakota Kai and Raquel Rodriguez mess around and win the goddamn Dusty Tag Team, Classic for the women, only to not have a match on pay-per-view, but to have it on NXT. Like, what? Why? Why are you trying to force and make more of a feud when it already writes itself? Marcus put 5 on and said, Bryan is just a money printing machine. Great in this triple threat. Money during Kofi Mania. Heart swelling in Mania 30. This man is hella dope. Indeed. Hell, even the ladder match at 31. He was able to get people over. Bryan truly he was already one of the greatest in-ring performers of all time. Man won like Wrestler of the Year like 7 years straight. This man fucking amazing. But the one thing that he had a problem with was his promo game wasn't that strong. And then when the team held no and everything started, he started to pick up momentum. Now, perfection. Perfection. There's not a flaw in Bryan's game now. Question, guys, about the about WrestleMania, right? And this Peacock business. Is WrestleMania only going to be streaming on Peacock? Is it not going to be on the network? How is all that going to go down? Somebody who has some insider information, let me know, because I to my estimation, it's streaming on Peacock and the network. Is it only going to be on Peacock? So do I have to get Peacock? Jonathan put 5 on it. Said, I saw somewhere that Bryan was supposed to win versus Kofi at Mania, but he convinced Vince to let him drop to Kofi. I never saw that. I was under the impression that Kofi was going to win. But that'd have been truly one thing that WWE used to capitalize on, but then stopped, was the termination of the feel-good story. They used to, you want to build heat? Like, that's where they dropped the ball with Booker T against Triple H. Here's where I had a problem, and I've said this before. Triple H should have lost to Booker T at WrestleMania 19. But if Triple H lost the title to Booker T at SummerSlam 2003, and it was Booker who won the championship rather than Goldberg win it, not at SummerSlam, but he won it at he won it a month later. And then he ended up losing it at Armageddon. But had it been Booker losing, not getting the feel-good story, but then overcoming and then winning at SummerSlam, I wouldn't have had a problem. But he never got that. If you're going to deny the people the feel-good story down the line, you're going to have to, pay it forward. So we'll see. Shooter put another 2 on and said, I went and bought a bottle of Crown Royale apple. Smooth. Hey, man, don't give me no credit. All the credit goes to Macho Tom, man. All the credit goes to Macho Tom, man. This man Ray is still doing his whole intro like it's not the Thunderdome. Distraught put 5 on and said, could Goldberg win WrestleMania in his prime? What do you mean win WrestleMania? Win at WrestleMania in his prime? Of course. It's just a matter of who he fights against. Oh, so it's only on Peacock. Shit. I'm going to have to get me a free trial or try to pirate myself a access to this Mania. It's only on Peacock. Golly. All right. Yeah, they got a Guerrero shirt. That's a new Guerrero shirt. Mania is only on Peacock in the U.S. Oh, I'm about to switch my ExpressVPN. This is why I need to use ExpressVPN. I'm going to switch my ExpressVPN. I'm going to say I'm in India, and I'm going to get on the network and watch it. Thank God. I'm so happy you said that. I'm glad you said that. Thank you so much for letting me know that. Only on Peacock in the U.S. Well, I'm about to switch my VPN. Thank the Lord for ExpressVPN. Go to expressvpn.com/chiseled. And you, too, can avoid having to utilize Peacock. I'm going to have to try it out a little bit early, though. I guess I'll have to see if that works out. I'm going to have to switch my VPN. Thank the Lord for that. I'm going to give it a shot. But if I have to get Peacock, then unfortunately, I'm going to have to bite the bullet. But, Jameer, with the callback of the century, said, well, Triple H told us Vince loves cock. Josh, the legend Wallace in the building, said, what's going on? How's it going, brother? How's it going? Stick Fight says, do I think believe that they should push Cesaro? You think the man got raw talent. They should push Cesaro. He needs to win at WrestleMania. He's going to be fighting against Seth Rollins. There's no reason why he should not win. Cesaro needs to go over. The Boss put 2 on it. Said WWE Network is going down. Also, Bird Dog Whiskey. Bird Dog Whiskey. Interesting. Bird Dog Whiskey. Have I had this whiskey? This looks familiar. Have I had this? I'm just going to say no. This looks so fucking familiar. I feel like I had this before. I can't remember. But I got this one saved as well. I'll keep an eye out for it. Hunter says, give Cesaro a push. You know what? True. Like what they did with the Divas 7 years ago on Twitter, they should do that with Cesaro. Hashtag give Cesaro a chance. Let it get over. Give Cesaro a chance. And he's got his chance. If he loses at WrestleMania, there needs to be an outflood of motherfucking disappointment in how they're booking the man. And I'll do another shot for you, David. Jay said, wow, so the WWE network is really shutting down? Why is that? Jaden says, do I think Keith Lee will have a match at WrestleMania? Probably on the pre-show. But the WWE network is actually shutting down? Wow, the Alex Hayde with the joke of the motherfucking night said, Slade, your name is Slade because your boyfriend gives you death strokes. Joke of the motherfucking night, man. They sold the entire network to Peacock. What? They sold the entire network to Peacock? Wow. Wow. You know, it makes me wonder if COVID never happened, would they have made that move? Because remember, when they first came out with the network in 2014, initially, it was a situation where it's like, yo, you know you're going to be losing money, but down the line, you're going to get a return on your investment. Them selling it now, wow. Oh, no. YG Phil says Peacock is editing like crazy. I saw a bunch of memes about that. I'm assuming Peacock is PG. $1 billion over 5 years? Peacock's gonna censor the old. Oh my God. No. WWE shouldn't have done that. They shouldn't have done that. The network is too valuable. It's worth more than $1 billion. The network is worth more than $1 billion. The revenue you would bring in that billion within the next 10 years. You'd be able to bring in that billion within the next 10 years. Wow. Wow. So they sold the network to Peacock for $1 billion over the course of the next 5 years. If that was the case, they should have never started with the damn network. If you were going to sell within 7 years, because remember, WrestleMania 30 was the first pay-per-view, if I'm not mistaken, outside of NXT Arrival or whatever. But WrestleMania 30 was the start of, that was 2014. Why would you? They really sold out. They really sold out. COVID must have took a bigger toll than we expected. That is wow. So it's a hell of a deal for Peacock. Do you know how the library that WWE Network has is ridiculous. They have WCCW, all of WCW, everything WWE has ever produced, all of ECW, countless documentaries, and you gave this away for $1 billion. You've amassed over $1 billion within a decade. You gave over a history of 40 plus years for $1 billion. That's a bad deal, dog. COVID must have had them in a double like kind of deficit to where they're so deep in the red. Motherfucker, you would have thought they were sleeping with a woman during, her menstruation. That's how deep in the red WWE has to be to have gotten to this point. They gotta be, they finances gotta be redder than this shirt. I can't believe it. Wow. I thought it was like a partnership. They sold it. I am befuddled. Wow. Okay. Jamel P said they made money last year. Did they? Well, shit. Wait a minute. New Day is the Raw Tag Champions. Who is the Smackdown Tag Champion? Isn't it Ziggler and Rude? Who's the Smackdown Tag Champion? Am I in a Genjutsu? Is it Ziggler and Rude? Why is he not wearing the belt? Why is Rude not wearing the belt ringside? That's a hell of a zigzag, but it was, the timing was off. The timing was off. Bobby needs to be, well, Robert needs to be wearing that belt ringside. There's no reason why homie shouldn't have the belt on. That don't make sense. Cedric put 2 on and said should have sold the network to Hulu or Netflix. You probably would have made more money. Netflix definitely would have gave him a better deal. $1 billion over 5 years is a slap in the face. It sound good. It sound good, but the extensive history that the network has is worth way more than $1 billion. They sold it for $5 billion. All right. You sold it for $3 billion. Okay. But 1, that ain't it. Ravens 5220 says everybody kicks out the zigzag. Yup. They're destroying finishes, man. They're destroying finishes. There's way too much false finishes. Too many. Every motherfucking week, we see people kicking out of finishers. Why? Don't let them do it. You don't need false finishes on regular television. That's dumb. Personally, in my opinion, people shouldn't be going for frequent covers like that. Honestly, I get the psychology of it because you want to continually go for covers to tire your opponent out. The commentary doesn't even sell it like that because they don't even talk about the energy that it takes to continually kick out throughout a match. So because the commentary doesn't sell it, the in-ring talent shouldn't continually go out there and motherfucking keep going for cover after cover after cover after cover. What I would love to see is a match where there's literally 1 pinfall. You brutalize each other, but there's only 1 pinfall. And the very first pinfall is a final pinfall. I would love that. Stick Fight says WWE is ruining finishes. No. They already ruined finishers. False finishes are great if you don't continually see them. You'll just be watching a regular Monday Night Raw, a regular Friday Night Smackdown, and you will see 5 false finishes on a motherfucking finish. And you'll sit there like, yo, it takes all of the steam away when you watch it on pay-per-view. It's shit don't make no sense, man. Oh, and Kane went into the Hall of Fame. On the same day, they inducted the great Khali. And ladies and gentlemen, this is why WWE Hall of Fame is a motherfucking joke, man. Hall of Fame is a goddamn joke. Khali's in the Hall of Fame. Why? Why? He's a world champion. Yeah, arguably the worst of all time. What? Why is Khali in the Hall of Fame? He broke barriers for Indian wrestling. What did he do? What did Khali do? WWE Hall of Fame will never mean something until they actually create a criteria, because it's literally just a phone call sort of situation. Hey, we got the Hall of Fame. We want to induct you. All right, great. I'll go. Hall of Fame, it don't make sense. Hall of Fame literally don't make sense. You got people in the Hall of Fame who ain't do nothing. Motherfucking popularity contest. That's all the Hall of Fame is. And they got people who wasn't even popular. They doing it strictly for money. Yeah, exactly. I agree. I agree. They just care about that Indian market. They have right now 204 total inductees. Let me take a look. at the people who are inducted, and we ain't gonna talk about celebrity wing and all the other stuff because I guess that's a little bit different. But actual Hall of Famers, right? Let's go. Class of 94. Just think about the people who are in here, right? Arnold Sacklin, pardon me, Bobo Brazil, Buddy Rogers, Chief J Strongbow, Classy Freddie Blassie, Gorilla Monsoon, James Dudley. Legends in this game. Antonio Rocca, Big Cat, Ernie Ladd, George the Animal Steel, Ivan Pulski, the Fabulous Moolah, Grand Wizard, Pedro Morales. Fucking legends. Captain Lou Albano, Jimmy Fly Stuka, although he killed his wife. Johnny Rods, Killer Kowalski, Pat Patterson, Vincent J. McMahon Sr., the Valiant Brothers, Big John Studd, Don Morocco, Greg the Hammer Valentine, Harley Race, Harley fucking Race, the Junkyard Dog, Sergeant Slaughter, Superstar Billy Graham, Tito Santana, Bobby the Brain Heenan. I ain't gonna say nothing about Pete Rose. Hulk fucking Hogan, Roddy the motherfucking Piper, Bob Orton, Jimmy Hart, Paul Orndorff, Nikola Volkov, Iron Sheik. Legends upon legends. Bret the Hitman Hart, Eddie Guerrero, Gene Okerlund, Sensational Sherry, Vern Gagne, Tony Atlas, the Blackjacks, William the Refrigerator Perry, celebrity. We ain't talking about that. But so far, as it pertains to the regular wrestlers, legends, true legends, trailblazers. Dusty fucking Rhodes, Kurt Hennig, Jerry the King Lawler, Jim Ross, The Sheik, the Wild Samoans, Nick Bockwinkel. Fucking legends. I'm at 2008 now. Rick fucking Flair. Pete High Chief, Peter Maivia, Soul Man Rocky Johnson, Mae fucking Young, Eddie Graham, Gordon Solly, and the Briscoe brothers. No misses so far. Not a single miss. Stone Cold fucking Steve Austin, Ricky the motherfucking Dragon Steamboat, Bill Watts, Cowboy Bill Watts, Howard Finkel, Coco Beware, the Von Erichs, and the Funks. Not a single miss. The $1 Million Man, Antonio Inoki, Maurice Mad Dog Vachon, Wendy Richter, Gorgeous George, Stu Hart. Not a single miss. Shawn Michaels, Jim Duggan. Jim Duggan. He was over. Bullet, Bob Armstrong, Sonny, Abdullah the Butcher, the Road fucking Warriors. Edge. Mil Marcanas. What does Mil Marcanas? He was a legend in Mexico. So. Ron fucking Simmons, Yokozuna, the Four Horsemen. Legends upon legends. Mick Foley, Bob Backlund, Trish Stratus, Bruno Sammartino, Booker T, and then they had Donald Trump. Not a single miss so far. No, I said Ricky Steamboat. Ricky the fucking Dragon Steamboat. I said Ricky Steamboat. Ultimate Warrior, although he was a douche. Ultimate Warrior. Jake the fucking Snake Roberts, Lita, Paul Bearer, Carlos Colon, although he allowed, the motherfucking murder of Bruiser Brody to go unsolved, but still, Carlos Colon is a legend in his own right. Razor, motherfucking Ramon, Randy Savage, Rikishi? There's a lot of people who didn't get in yet. Rikishi? Rikishi's great in his own right, but Rikishi? I love me, Ricky, but Rikishi? All right. Yeah, he was over at one point. Rikishi? I can roll with it. Maybe. Larry Zbyszko, Alundra Blaze, the Bushwhackers? Bushwhackers? All they did was really, they were more of a comedy act than serious Serious tag team. Huh. That's interesting. Sting, who never wrestled in WWE until that particular point. He had 2 matches in WWE. How the fuck? I guess because of what he did in WCW. They had a lot of people who never wrestled in WWE who they put in the WWE Hall of Fame. So whatever. The Godfather? I mean, he had an extensive career. He played a number of different characters. He was never really the guy, but he was always around. So I guess him like Rikishi the Saint. Big Boss Man, he was actually early 90s. He was relatively over, and then he was kind of just, mid-card sort of situation. But I could get it. Jacqueline! Stan fucking Hansen. The fabulous Freebirds. You gotta have him up there. Frank Gotch, Pat O'Connor, Sailor R. Thomas. Luthez gets in on a legacy award. How the fuck does Luthez not just get in and you have somebody give a speech? It's fucking Luthez. I said Luthez. Frank Gotch, Mildred Burke, all these things. George Hackensmith, Kurt Angle. Theodore fucking Long. Diamond Dallas Page. Beth Phoenix. Ravishing Rick Rude. The Rockin' fucking Roll Express. All of these guys. And then Khali is in there with them. Ooh, Reigns and Bryan going to town. Bushwhackers were over, but I mean, they were. Bushwhackers? Oh, wait, damn. Spear on Roman. We got some action in the ring, so I'm going to get back to the Hall of Fame, but that was a terrible spear on Uso. That was a terrible spear on Uso. That was a bad spear on Uso. Great spear on Roman. Bad spear on Uso. Ooh, he's giving everybody a chair now. No, the Dudleys come in the next time around. Big Man says, unpopular opinion, Roman spear is better than Edge's spear. Honestly, I think they're like the same area. I think I spoke about it before. I can't recall what I had said. Spence put 2 orders. So what do I think about Reginald Dreadlock Powers? Cirque du Soleil, he just goes in there and spins and shit. Edge is really wailing on everybody, as he should. He about to hit Bryan with like the execution. He about to hit him with like the execution. Edge asserting his dominance. It's about to be a triple threat match. Well, that's a good elbow. You don't see that often anymore. How many times do you see somebody drop a clubbing elbow? I said elbow. Oh, who is this discount Sami Zayn who's always getting in backstage segments, son? Who's discount Sami Zayn? Was that Jamie Noble who got hit the second time around? I can't recall. Edge is unhinged. Edge has lost his goddamn mind. Big Man says, you know what, dog? I ain't even going to read that, dog. You need some Manscaped, brother. Edge has lost it. I love the eyes. I love the zoom in. Perfect. Man just looks, fucking deranged. I'm here for it. Great segment, WWE. Great way to close the show. Great job. Great job. Great way to close the show. Back to the Hall of Fame we go. Honky Tonk Man. I feel like I should go back because we got to get to the Dudleys. Goldberg. Ivory. Jeff Jarrett. Hillbilly Jim. And he was over, but I guess. Mark Henry. The Dudley fucking Boys. That's Sean Stasiak? That's Sean Stasiak? Hope that's not the... That's the father of meat. That's the father of meat. His son was meat. The original Sean Stasiak. Oh, there we go. And make sure it was the right Sean Stasiak. It can't. If they put meat in the Hall of Fame, we'd have some problems. It can't be meat. Anybody but meat. Can't be meat. Meat was terrible. Nobody liked meat. Meat was ass. All right? No, meat was a waste of time in PMS. Whoever turned on their television to say, I came here to watch meat? Nobody wanted to watch meat. He's ashamed of himself that he even allowed himself to be named meat. No bread, no water. Please make sure when we look at the Hall of Fame, we don't see meat. That's all I got to say about that. But of all those legends we named, we got Tori in there. Tori got in before Victoria. Huh? The Bellas got in before Victoria. What? Brutus the fucking Barber Beefcake, D-Generation X, Harlem fucking Heat, the Heart Foundation, Bruiser Brody, Wahoo McDaniel, Luna Vachon. Legends that are here, man. Legends that are fucking here. JBL getting in, rightfully so. The British Bulldog, rightfully so. Juicin' Thunder Liger, rightfully so. The NWO, yes. The Bellas. Molly Holly, yes. Eric Bischoff, absolutely. Kane, without question. The Great Khali. But you got motherfuckers like Triple H who's still not in. You got people like Vincent McMahon himself, still not in. You got John Cena who's barely like part-time right now, still not in. You got a lot of people who absolute masters in this. Scott Steiner, still not in. You got all these people who ain't get put in. I don't think I said Kevin Nash, or I think I may have skipped a whole class. But a lot of legends that never, made a Hall of Fame. What is the criteria for the Hall of Fame? Truly, what is the criteria for the Hall of Fame? We give you a phone call and say, yo, we want to put you in, and then bam, you in. Marcus says, how you let another man call you meat? I wish I knew. The Rock's still not in. What? Chris Jericho, he in AEW, so we can't let him in. Shit don't make sense, man. Until they create Christian on it. Until they make an actual criteria. Big Show on it. Until they make an actual criteria for the Hall of Fame, how are we supposed to take it seriously? How are we supposed to take it seriously? Until they actually make a Hall of Fame criteria, we'll never be able to take it seriously. That's truly where we're at. Because it don't really make sense. Undertaker officially retired. He should be announced for the Hall of Fame as the headliner. Bottom line. Don't make sense. Took forever for them to put Randy Savage in the Hall of Fame. Shit. Don't make sense. I don't get it. I really don't. What is the criteria? It's a damn joke, man. NFL Hall of Fame is beginning to turn into, starting to show up like that. Deion Sanders talked about it a few years back. Every year, you shouldn't be having, people who getting inducted into the Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame is supposed to be a motherfucking coalition of dogs. The greatest to ever play. Now you letting some cats in there, man. Well, look at their numbers. Look at the notoriety behind their name. This person wasn't even considered top 5 at their position for the majority of their career. But now you about to let them in. man. Jay said Scott got beef with Triple H, so he ain't getting it. Hell, Scott got beef with the WWE, period. He got beef with the WWE, period. MLK said, what's the scariest WWE moment for me? Scariest? Scariest. Scariest moment. Scariest moment. Honestly, I can't remember. I honestly can't remember. I didn't see Owen. I didn't see Owen fall. I heard I had to find out about it the next day when I had went to school. I didn't see the pay-per-view when everything happened. I didn't know about it nothing until I went to school the next day. Um I didn't know anything about it. That would probably have to take the cake, but I didn't know anything about it when I was 5 at the time. I think it had happened the day after my birthday. Yeah, I think it had happened the day after my birthday. Oh, no, no, no. It was a month before my birthday. So I was still 4. I was getting ready to turn 5. Um, but yeah, I can't recall. Probably when I was a kid, I'd have the boogeyman eating worms. That was very weird. Oh boy, big man said Jerry the Law, King Lawler heart attack. Yeah, that was very scary. That was very scary. Cause I thought the king died. I was very concerned. That was kind of scary. Eddie's mom, having I think she had a heart attack on the house show, and legitimately ended up having one. I can't recall what the story was, but that was kind of scary as a kid as well. See, Mitch says, "What was my saddest day in wrestling?" Oh, it would have to be Eddie's death. Eddie's death, and then Benoit's death. Those two, those were woof. It was like a fucking knife into the chest. Eddie's death, I remember it vividly. Benoit's death hit so hard because it was around my birthday. Everything transpired. I think it was like June 21st to 23rd. My birthday's on the 22nd, and it was brutal. But Eddie's, I was 10 years old. I was 11 years old. I remember I didn't know he had died until I didn't know about, like, I didn't have cable, so I never saw the Raw. And all of my friends who I usually spoke about wrestling with, for some apparent reason, they weren't in school, and those who were, we didn't talk about wrestling. So when Thursday night SmackDown came around, I was or was it Friday night? I can't recall. But I was so excited, like, yo, man, Eddie, all this other stuff, getting ready for Survivor Series, all this. And we never, all of a sudden, I see them in the beginning of I see them in the start of the show, fucking talking about, yo, Eddie passed away. That's why with Three Doors Down, I listened to the band a lot, and it's still ingrained in my mind. I remember I was supposed to go somewhere with my brother. I immediately said, yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm just gonna stay here. I cried all fucking night, son. I was a crybaby growing up. I haven't cried in was gonna be 10 years in November, but that was tough, man. That was tough. Brody Lee's death was very sad as well. Brody Lee's death was very sad. That was just like I spoke about it at the tail end of last year when I went live. I think it was the same day or maybe 2 days after. That was that it was very bizarre because I felt numb the whole day after. Like, yo, what the fuck, man? I wasn't even a huge fan of Brody Lee of like that or anything. Like, I was like the guy, but I wasn't like super invested in man's career. But it was like, damn, bruh, damn, him, shit. I was one of them situations. You just sit back like, oh my God. Wow. And then to see how all the reactions of how everything transpired, it just makes everything so much more sad, man. Like his wife on Instagram shows so much love and positivity to other wrestlers. And in her comment section, you'll see a bunch of just people just trolling like, oh, now you want to be involved in the wrestling, the wrestling sphere of different wrestlers and stuff because your husband died. Or look at you, you're clouching. I'm like, yo, y'all some pieces of shit, son. Honestly, one of the things that I hope down the line that most people will be able to get access to, hire a motherfucking hacker. When people leave like trolling, comments on people's pages or whatever, you don't even need to do anything like, I'm pulling up on you. You just have your hacker say, I bet you'll find out this person's IP address. You get their home address or whatever, like, and then you send it to this you Twitter. Then, yo, this you? You at 188 Geneva Drive, Miami Gardens, Florida. This you, right? All right, cool. Oh my God, how do you have my house? All right, this you, right? This you at 620 Hicksville? This you, right? Some people some real pieces of shit, man. Some people some real pieces of shit. Peyton said, am I supporting doxing? Circumstance. By circumstance. I low-key would love to have a hacker on my side who just like, yo, this you? Like, that's just me personally. I don't think everybody should. But me personally, I would love it. I would even act on it most of the time. But I would just have somebody like, oh, this you? This you over here? I ain't gonna come out and say I'm supporting doxing. I'm not. Because, motherfuckers don't take it too far. But I would love to just, this you? Gotcha. I would that was just perfect comeback. But now thinking about it, it get out of hand, It get real out of hand. By circumstance. This ain't no presidential run, one of those, hey, we must dox people. Don't get me wrong. I could use an excuse. Perhaps, this is when the Genjutsu stuff. Perhaps it's the alcohol talking. What do I know, I'm drunk. But ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you guys tuning into. Yeah, make sure I slur on my words. That'll make it more believable. I appreciate you guys tuning into the Friday Night Smackdown stream. We've got a premiere for Derek Jackson in a couple of minutes. So make sure you guys go over and tune into that. It's gonna be very, very, very entertaining. Very, very, very informational. And more importantly, we're going to send Derek Jackson the message that he truly deserves, man. I appreciate you guys tuning into the stream. It means a lot. Simp Derek Jackson. So head over to YouTube right now. I'm going to put the link in. Well, you're watching on YouTube, then you're already there. But let me send the link over to grab the link real quick. Where is it? Put in the chat rooms. Y'all can go over and watch Derek Simpson Jackson. And we going live in approximately 3 minutes, and the video will start in 5. So make sure you guys click that link. Head over to the premiere. I appreciate you guys tuning into the stream. I will be going live once again this Monday, Miami Heat versus New York Knicks. And we're going to have some giveaways for you guys. So you might want to be here. Some cash could be going into your pocket. But you'll find out all the information on Monday. I appreciate you guys tuning into the stream. Head into the premiere for the Derek Jackson video. I will be heading over there momentarily. I want to say good night, but I'll see you guys in a few minutes.